Hi everybody, welcome to your mats today. I'm so happy that you've chosen to join me. Today we're going to be doing a beginner's Ashtanga flow, very much based on the primary series with all modifications guided. So if you are new to yoga, this is the perfect place for you to be. We'll be focusing a lot on alignment, really settling into the poses. If you are customary to yoga or if you do yoga a lot, today will be really insightful for you. Regardless, it's going to take you back to the beginner's mind and hopefully teach you one or two new things that you may not have known. So when you're ready, take a comfortable seat. I'm going to stay in my Japanese seat because it's comfortable for me. But you're welcome to take a cross-legged position. And before we get rooted, if you have a strap or any kind of rope or dishcloth that you can use to extend your arms, just make sure that that's nearby. So like I said, when you're ready coming into your version of a comfortable seat, we're just going to take between 5 and 10 rounds of breath. So usually we start with the pranayama meditation. So the intention here is really just to root yourself into your physical space, prepare the mind for what may be coming next, or simultaneously letting go of any expectations. And you may close the eyes down if that's comfortable for you, palms facing down onto the lap or palms facing up, yogi's choice. Every inhale, you grow tall through the crown of the head, and every exhale, just rooting down into the earth, either through the shins or the sitting bones. Inhale and exhale. So oftentimes you'll hear your instructor asking you to set an intention for class. If this is a foreign concept for you, it's usually just maybe a spiritual lesson or an emotional thought that you'd like to carry through into class. We often use yoga as a tool to calm the mind or just to settle any kind of erratic type of thinking. So maybe today, just as a beginner's thought, let's try focus the mind in on just being present today. So forget about what you may be thinking yoga is, forget about what you already think you know yoga is, just focus on being present and listening to my instruction, and then simultaneously listening to what your body is telling you can or shouldn't be doing today. 2 or 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, maybe sigh it out. When you're ready, meet me in a tabletop position. Tabletop position is on all fours, hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. You're welcome to tuck the toes, which means that all 10 toes are touching the mat, or you can untuck the toes, making the tops of the feet onto the earth. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale and exhale. So from your tabletop, I want you to avoid a situation where you're sticking the sitting bones up or rounding too much. So no banana spine is what we call it. Nice and strong into the core. Draw the belly button into the spine. So engage your core is what that means. And just holding. So maybe this is challenging for you really to squeeze that core in. So just spend a few moments here just getting the brain used to that concept. Inhale. Exhale. Let's move through some cat-cow. So on the inhale breath, the belly drops for cow. Stick the tailbone up, lift the chin up. Nice arch in the spine. Inhale. And then exhale for cat. So the opposite. So push into the hands and the knees and round the spine. So completely inverting like a upside down U or a rainbow shape. And then let's repeat that. Inhale for cow. Belly drops. Tilt the tailbone. Look up. Exhale for cat. Push the earth away. Draw the belly button in once again. Strong core activation. You'll see with the upper spine is rounded. We call that protraction. So protract the upper spine. And let's do one more round. Inhale, belly drops for cow. Look up. Exhale for cat. Push the earth away. Neutral spine. So back to that tabletop. No bananaing in the back. Tuck the tailbone in. Inhale. Child's pose. So you bring the toes together. Knees split out nice and wide. Sink the hip bones back. Connecting your belly to your thighs. Reach the hands forward. Inhale. And exhale as you ground the forehead to the earth if that's comfortable for you. So just for the beginners joining me today, ensure that you know that you are always welcome to come down to child's pose if it gets a bit tricky. Maybe you're getting a bit confused. It's a nice opportunity to come down to child's pose and close the eyes and just listen to the instruction. So inhale and exhale. Meet me in tabletop again. Inhale, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then tuck the toes. So once again, all 10 toes touching the mat. Weight into the hands. Down dog. So lift the knees, straighten the legs. So down dog can be quite intense to start. But the best way to build strength in your down dog is to keep practicing it. So for all of you, we're going to start in a very deep bend into the knees. So what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that the back is nice and straight. Sometimes when we straighten the legs, we're rounding into the spine, coming in more into this shape. So it's almost like an incorrect high plank. So when we bend the knees, we're able to push into the hands, trying to connect the lower belly to the upper thighs. Nice straight spine. Shoulders might be burning. That's fine. Take a deep breath into those shoulders. Exhale. Remember to stay present. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward and step your feet forward. So you can take this as slowly as you'd like to. Keep a bend into the knees. Meeting me in a forward fold top of your space. So once again, generous bend to the knees in your forward fold. No heroes here, making sure the back is nice and straight. I want you to avoid doing this. It's not going to help your hamstring flexibility. So I'd rather have you nice and bent into the knees. The fingertips can graze the mat and you're nice and straight in the spine. This is just as much as a forward fold as any other forward fold that you'll see. And then high mountain, circle, sweep the arms up. Come to standing, Samasthiti He, which is hands to prayer at heart center. Step towards the top of your space. Get the big toe mounts to touch, like gap between the heels. So traditionally, we start with a few rounds of sun salutations to give thanks and honor the students and the teachers who come before and after us. So let's get moving. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up, high mountain. The palms come to touch and you look at your thumbs, shoulders down, belly button in. Draw up on the knees, so engage those knees. And then exhale, forward fold as you bring your hands through prayer. Hinge from the hips, okay? Get to the point to where you feel that you can't go anymore in the hamstrings. It's a nice straight spine. If you feel that you are starting to round, that's the opportunity then to bend your knees. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. The hands come to the shins, you tuck your chin. So you want that 90-degree angle to the earth in the back, nice and straight. If this is inaccessible, you'll release the hands from the shins, let them dangle down directly underneath the shoulders, holding straight into the spine. Inhale. And then plant the palms as you bend the knees. We're going to step back to high plank. So high plank is quite a strong pose. Hands into the earth. Hips are level with the shoulders. So we want to avoid dumping into the back. We're going to lift that core up. Hips in line with the shoulders, high into the tippy toes. Shoulders in line with the wrists. If this is extremely intense, you can drop the knees down towards the earth. High plank, belly button in, nice and strong. Find the inhale. If you're not on your knees, dropping down to the knees on the exhale, we're coming into chaturanga on the knees, a great way to build strength and to do so safely. Bend the elbows back to 90 degrees. So I want you to envision your chin going forward, 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 catching at 90. Beautiful. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet come to the earth. Upward facing dog. So you straighten the arms, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads and look up. And then down dog again. So it's quite strong in the core. Lift the hips first. And then downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Remember, deep bend into the knees. We want to avoid that awkward high plank. You want to really bend, even if you're high into the tippy toes here, trying to connect the lower belly to the upper thigh. 1 more breath in. And 1 more breath out. Look forward. Go forward. Forward fold with bent knees. High mountain, circle sweep the arms up. Samasthiti He. Second round, inhale, high mountain. Look at the palms, engage the legs. And then exhale, hinge from the hips. Remember, get to that point of your maximum. If that's where it is, that's great. From there, bend the knees, forward fold. You'll feel that activation in the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, your choice. Plant the palms, step back, high plank, on or off the knees, up to you. Inhale. This time, rooting the knees down. Chaturanga, exhale. Only to 90. I don't want to see you dipping down. We keep it to 90, feeling the weight in the front of our shoulders. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend the knees. Iron out that lower back. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Last deep inhale breath. Look forward. Move forward. Forward fold with a generous bend to the knees. If you feel comfortable with your generous bend and you feel like you want to start opening up into the hamstrings, you can start to straighten the legs if you can. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. High mountain, circle sweep the arms up. Samasthi to he, hands to prayer. We got one more round. Inhale, high mountain. And you'll feel a beautiful rhythm in the breathing as you start to get more comfortable. Forward fold. We try to get one inhale breath for one movement. So inhale, halfway lift, either hands to shins or letting the hands dangle. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Use your knees if you need to. Inhale. Everybody drop the knees with the toes tucked to modify your chaturanga. Elbows to 90. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Once again, if you're now comfortable without your knees being bent, so you feel like your hamstrings are opening up a bit, you can start to straighten the legs a little bit. Maybe even gesturing the heels down to the earth. Inhale, last time. Exhale, release. Look forward, move forward, step to the top of your space, forward fold. Beautiful work, guys. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, Samasthi to he. So that's our Surya Namaskar A, modified. We're going to come into Surya Namaskar B. Starting with everybody's favorite, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale, bend the knees. Nice thing about Ashtanga is that the chair pose isn't as intense as Vinyasa. So we straighten up. We have a much softer bend to the knees. Tuck the tailbone in, draw that core in, belly button to spine. You can press the palms together, look at the thumbs, what we call drishti or gaze to the thumbs. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Keep a bend. Be nice and soft in your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, your choice. Plant the palms, step back, high plank. So quite similar to our Sun A in this respect. So high plank, inhale. And then drop the knees, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I'm not going to be doing chaturanga off the knees because doing it with the knees is an incredible way to gain strength for your full posture. That being said, if you want to do your full chaturanga, just please ensure you're doing so safely, but you are more than welcome to. Inhale, right leg rises, 3-legged dog. Now, important in our 3-legged dog is currently my hips are squared. All 5 of my right toes are pointing down towards the mat. We want to avoid an open hip situation, which is this blossoming open of the right hip point. So make sure you're nice and square. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge, right foot steps in between the hands. From here, back foot steps into a 45-degree angle. So that means the left toes are pointing towards the top left corner of your mat. The hip, or rather the feet, are about hips width apart from one another. Inhale here, lift the torso, palms pressed together. Warrior 1. Important in your Warrior 1, it's a soft bend to the knee, but your hips are square. So you're pointing those hip points towards the top of the mat. They're pointing directly in front of you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, low lunge. So hands frame the front right foot. You may need to pulse back on that left foot. Hands come down. Step that right leg back, high plank. You're welcome to stay on your knees. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Deep bend in the knees in your down dog if you need it. Let's go second side, left leg rises. Remember that square hip. All 5 of my left toes are facing down towards the earth. They're not opening up. So nice and square. Inhale. Flex the foot. And then low lunge, left foot steps in between the hands. This time right foot to a 45-degree angle, pointing towards the top right corner of your mat. Hip width apart in the feet. Inhale, up. Warrior 1, remember, square those hips like you've got 2 eyes on the end of your hip points and they're both looking forward. Inhale. And let's plant the palms to a low lunge. Step the right foot back. So I want you to do everything with integrity. It's these transitions that we usually take for granted if you are used to yoga. So plant the palms in your low lunge and then step back to your high plank. Welcome to drop to the knees. As long as we're not bananaing in the spine, we're tucking it in. Inhale. And then bend the elbows. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Micro bend to the knees or deep bend to the knees, depending on your body. Inhale. And remember your intention to stay present. Exhale. Look forward, move forward. Step to a forward fold position, top of your space. And then Utkatasana chair pose as you sink the hips back, lift the arms up. Remember, softer bend to the knees. Palms pressed together, drishti to the thumbs. 1 deep breath here. And one deep exhale. Stand up, high mountain. Samasthi to he, hands to prayer. That was your sun B. Congratulations, we've got through our warm-up. So let's move into our standing and balancing sequence. Hands to the hips. Step the hips, or rather the feet, the hips distance apart. Tuck the tailbone, strong into the core, proud in the chest. Inhale. And then we're going to start bending, forward fold to a Panangustasana. So straight back always. Make sure your strap is handy. We're going to start with a bend to the knees to enable us to reach down to the peace fingers, okay? So you can really have as deep as a bend into the knees as you need. Inhale, halfway lift, which means we straighten out of the spine a bit. And then exhale, fold as the elbows, you can see my elbows coming to either side of the room. So if this is really comfortable for you, you can start to straighten out the legs, pulling yourself or pulling the crown of the head down towards the earth. About 3 more breaths here. So if you're comfortable in a more straight-legged position, you're welcome to shift the weight into the front of the feet. It can feel a little bit nervy, but give it a go. Maybe you're even able to lift the heels. If not, every inhale you create the space, and every exhale fold a little bit deeper. It should feel really good in the hamstrings. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Staying here, if you're just making the bind, you'd like to take it a little bit further, coming into Padahastasana. Let's just stand up, hands to hips first, so we can guide it through. Okay, Padahastasana, we're going to stand on the hands, so it does require quite a bit of hamstring openness. So if you need to modify, you'll flip the palms and we'll place them on the shins. So just so that you know, that is the modification, nice bend in the knees. You're coming to full posture with me. Let's reach down towards the mat. Top of the hands come onto the earth and see if you can slide the hands in underneath the soles of the feet. The toes need to be reaching the hips creases, okay? Deep bend into the knees as per usual if you need it. And then exhale, fold. So very similar concept. If you feel comfortable with the hands under the mat or under your soles of your feet and you've got more room, you can really start to straighten out those legs. Every inhale breath is an invitation to create more space. And then every exhale, you fold down the midline, down towards your thighs. Inhale. And exhale. Weight into the front of the feet. Last breath in. And sigh it out. Release. Release the hands from underneath the feet, fingertips under shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. If this isn't accessible, you can bring it to the thighs, or rather the shins, or just let the hands dangle. Take a breath in and release. Let's come up, high mountain. So we'll sweep the arms up. Exhale, Samasthi to he. So once again, hands to prayer, heart center, big toe mounds to touch. Let's go into Trikonasana. Hands at the hips. We're going to stand up tall, inhale, and then step the right leg, and you're going to back, and you're going to face the long edge, the long right edge of your mat. Left foot is parallel towards the short edge, or at what we call a 90-degree angle, and the right toes are going to point towards the short edge. So you want your heel to be in line with that inner arch of your foot. So the right heel is in line with the left inner arch. Capital T shape the arms, lift up. And then we're going to bump the left hip point back as you reach the right fingertips forward and coming into a Trikonasana triangle pose. So the objective here is to capital T shape the arms, stacking the left shoulder above the right. If it's not accessible for you to keep a nice straight front leg, you are welcome to micro bend. Inhale and exhale. Looking up towards your left fingertips if it's comfortable for your neck. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and release. So feel a nice opening in this left psoas over here. Inhale, last one. Exhale, look down at your right rooted hand, strong into the right foot, capital T shape, and lift up. And then we're going to swap it around. So left foot is parallel towards the short edge, right toes point, or rather left toes point towards the short edge of the mat. I cross it over, I'm not confusing the beginners. Right foot is parallel towards the short edge, capital T shape the arms. Once again, bump the right hip point back and then tilt forward. And then place the left hand on the floor if it's accessible. You can also dangle it just above, making sure that the shoulders are stacking. You're open in the heart space. You want to show everybody your gorgeous chest. Lift the right fingertips up and exhale. We got 1 more breath here. And then when you're ready, exhale, look down towards the left toes. Capital T shape the arms, back to standing. Coming into a revolved triangle. Reversing that left foot parallel towards the short edge and right toes point towards the right short edge of the mat, capital T shape the arms. And then bring your right hand to the right hip point. Left hand comes up. And as you'll see, as I'm spinning this left hand up, the back foot comes to a 45-degree angle. So you're facing those hips like they were in Warrior One, towards the short edge of the mat. Lift up the arms. And then you're going to place the left hand down on the inside of that right foot. If that's not accessible, you can micro bend the right knee, hover the left fingertips, and then encourage a twist. Inhale here. Exhale. Really trying to twist on that exhale as you deflate the lungs, creating space. Last one, inhale. And exhale, twist. Coming back up, capital T shape the arms. Swap the feet around. Left toes point towards the short edge. Left hand to the left hip point. As you sweep the right hand up, your left foot comes, or rather right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, right hand inside of the left foot. And left hand up. You can micro bend the left knee and hover if you need to. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths here. And exhale. If you're struggling to balance, you can step the feet a little bit wider, creating more of a solid base. Last breath here. And then look down towards your right fingertips. Come to Samasthiti, top of your space. Let's take a vinyasa to link breath and movement. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to your high plank. Modify as necessary with the knees if you need to. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga with the knees. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, move forward. Forward fold. Hands to hips, halfway lift. Stay for the exhale. Samasthiti, come to standing top of your mat. Similar transition as before. Hands to hips, step the right foot, facing the long edge, or the right long edge of your mat. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. This time, right toes point towards the short edge, and we're going to encourage a deep bend into the right knee. Back left foot is staying parallel towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, capital T shape the arms. Exhale, extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm comes over. Really important here. Don't want you to be closing off. We're going to open up that left side body, expanding through this beautiful, gorgeous side bend in the left-hand side. Inhale. Trying to keep the right knee above the right ankle. Inhale. And exhale. Last deep breath here. And look down towards the right foot, capital T shape the arms, switching them over. Right foot towards or parallel towards the short edge. Left toes point towards the left short edge of the mat. Capital T shape the arms, deep bend into the left knee. And then left forearm to left thigh. Right arm comes over. Extended side angle, second side. Inhale. And exhale. If it's comfortable, you can look up towards the ceiling, making sure that we're rotating that right chest open. Last breath here, inhale. And then look down towards the left foot, come to standing, top of your space. Let's take a vinyasa, circle sweep the arms up, high mountain. Forward fold as you hinge from the hips. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, high plank. Inhale. Chaturanga on the knees on the exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward. Forward fold with bent knees. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Coming into Prasarita sequence, hands on the hips. Step wide and right foot goes back, facing the right short edge of the mat. Inhale. Really important here, feet are parallel. So that means the toes aren't looking at each other, or they're not looking left or right either. They're facing directly forward. Inhale. Tuck the tailbone, pride in the chest. Exhale, keep the hands on the hips as you fold to a halfway lift stance. And then if it's accessible to you, you can place the hands down on the mat. You're also welcome to micro bend into the knees if you need to, or a nice deep bend depending on your flexibility. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. So Prasarita A, the fingertips are in line with the toes, making sure that the feet are staying parallel. And then if you're comfortable with straight legs, you'll shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, fold. One more breath in. And release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, ride the next breath up. So those guides with the inhales and the exhales in Ashtanga are really important. We use transitions as actually one of the 8 limbs, so they like to say. So we use that breath as a guiding, beautiful meditation. So let's see if we can incorporate that into our next few prasaritas, because we know where we're going. So inhale, the hands are on the hips. And then exhale, we fold. We're keeping the hands on the hips this time. So puff your chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, fold. You'll notice that it's a lot more difficult to come down into your prasarita with the hands on the hips. It's a completely different forward fold. So inhale and fold. Weight into the balls of the feet if you can, and you're welcome to keep a nice deep bend into your knees if it's comfortable, or if it's more comfortable for you to do so. Remember, stay present. It's not about what other people are doing, it's about what your body wants to do today. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to stay. Inhale, ride the breath up. Let's come into Prasarita C. Inhale, capital T, shape the arms. Exhale, interlace the hands at the base of the spine. Inhale, puff the chest. And then exhale, fold with the bind in the hands. So feet are parallel. Same checks as per usual. You're welcome to bend the knees. This time we're going to let gravity do some work and let the hands come over. So try not force them too much. Just let nature do its thing. And we can make sure that the palms are pressed together. They're not opening up like this. They're nice and pressed together. Inhale. And fold. Exhale. Welcome to keep bending into the knees. Maybe if you're nice and open in the hamstrings, maybe the crown of the head's coming to the floor. Inhale. And fold. Exhale. Release the bind without slingshotting the hands. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, ride the breath up. Look forward, move forward. Samastitihi. Whoopsie. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up, high mountain. Let's take a vinyasa, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, high plank. Knees to the earth, chaturanga. Bend the elbows, 90 degrees only. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, move forward. Forward fold, generous bend to the knees. High mountain, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, samastitihi. Let's go to my favorite sequence, the warrior sequence. Circle sweep the arms up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back, high plank. And this time, just shift the hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Remember what I said about keeping the hips square, avoiding opening up. Really wrap that hip point down. Inhale. Warrior one, as you step the right foot to a low lunge position to start, left foot to 45. Remember, pointing towards the left corner of your mat. Inhale, palms come up, soft bend to the right knee. Hips are square, looking forward. Press the palms together, drishti to the thumbs. We've got 3 breaths here. Inhale. And what I really find helps in my warrior one is tucking that tailbone. So you'll see how my hips adjust. Tuck the tailbone back. Inhale. Last one, exhale. So let's challenge your balance yogis. A few of you may fall. It's got to be fine. No one's watching. At least you are at home or somewhere that is less public. So looking at the thumbs, you're going to keep the sight on the thumbs. We're going to end up in warrior one at the back of our space. So look at your thumbs and start to rotate your feet only. Alrighty. And twisting all the way to the back of your space. May need to adjust that back foot. Right toes point towards the top right edge of the mat now, which was the back left. Inhale. And exhale, square the hips, soft bend to the left knee. Inhale. And exhale. So we should be nice and comfortable with warrior one now. So last breath here. And now let's go to warrior two. So you open up the arms, big expansion, capital T shape. This back leg comes to 90 degrees. So similar to your Trikonasana, deep bend into that left knee. Hips are now facing the long edge of the mat. Compared to warrior one, where they were facing the short edge, we're now completely the opposite. So holding nice and strong, tuck the tailbone down, capital T shape the arms, and look over the left fingertips, keeping that left knee above the left ankle, and ensuring that the knee doesn't fall in to the big toe. It's pushing out towards the pinky toe side. Strong activation in the glute med over there. Capital T shape the arms, look over those left fingertips. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale, can you sink a little bit lower? So warrior two is a little bit more intense on the thighs. Last one. And release. Okay, look over your right fingertips this time, swapping it over, change the leg. So deep bend it to the right knee, left foot to a 90-degree angle, heel to arch alignment. We hold 3 more breaths. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Also, if your warrior 2 looks a little bit more like that, that's fine. Just make sure that we're going to your maximum. Last breath in here. And circle sweep the hands down, low lunge, step to your high plank. Once again, on the knees, you're welcome to skip out the chaturangas if you want to. And just meet me in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Look forward, step forward, forward fold, deep bend it to the knees. Let's do some standing and balancing. Circle sweep the arms up. And hands to prayer at heart center, Samastiti Hi, Uttita Hasta Prangustasana, which is translated as hand to foot pose. So very, very romantic. Left foot into the earth, right knee into the chest. Okay, this is our modified Uttita Hasta A. If you have your strap handy, you're welcome to use it as a tool to help you. So right knee into the chest. You're going to wrap the strap around the ball of your foot if you want to use it. Otherwise, you're welcome to keep the right knee into the chest. Right hand holds the strap only. Whoopsie, I want to fall over. Left hand to the left hip point. Inhale. And then if you're ready, you can extend the right leg out. I'm wobbling all over the place. All right, so you're welcome to use the strap. For the rest of this, I'm going to use just my hands to my knee because I feel like it's a better learning curve. So inhale. And stay for the exhale. You can either point or flex a foot, but really squeeze that left glute to help you balance. Inhale, last time. And exhale. Let's move to Uttita B. Left hand to the left hip point. Use this right hand to actively open your right hip out to the right hand side. Okay, so this is your modification. If you had the strap in your hand, you would open your hip with a straight leg, but just use your tools necessary. 2 more breaths. Inhale, flex the foot. And exhale. Your left glute must be burning because you have to squeeze it. And then back through center, what we call standing when removing pose or modified Uttita. And then release the hands. Let the arms come up. This is your one-legged mountain or your modified Uttita C. If you're feeling brave, let's extend that leg out. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Samastiti Hi. Hands to prayer. Let's take a breath. Think about your intention. Stay present. And sigh it out. So we're going to move straight into the second side. You're welcome to use your strap or leave it out. It opens the same amount of hip flexors and all those gorgeous things. So now that you know where we're going, I encourage you to stay present. Weight into the right sole of the foot and then draw the left knee into your chest. Interlace the hands around the left shin. Flex or point the foot, your choice. Squeeze the right glute and then squeeze the knee into the chest. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Drishti, line of sight to the nose. Last breath in. On the exhale, opening out into B, right hand to the right hip point. And it's going to look different for absolutely everybody. So if this is your mobility, that's fine. And as long as you feel that activation in the inner groin. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Squeeze the right glutes. Draw your belly button in. Last one. And then standing when removing or modified Uttita A. Inhale. And then let's go to C. Lift the arms up. One-legged mountain. You're really going to squeeze and feel that right glute now. So last breath in. And see if you can challenge the left leg nice and strong. You might cramp a little bit. Inhale. And hands to prayer at heart center. Samastiti Hi. Let's take a vinyasa. Circle sweep the arms up. Forward fold as you hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. Once again, you're welcome to give these a skip. You're welcome to also be resting out in your child's pose. That sounds like a great place to be. Downward facing dog. Dropping the knees down towards the earth. Scooting your feet out from underneath you. Come here to a long-legged seated position. Keep your strap nice and handy. Paschimottanasana A, which is a forward fold. So I'm going to guide this with the use of the strap. I suppose this time it's a lot easier. So really generous bend to the knees like I have now. The strap goes around the ball of your foot, so there's top space over here. And you're holding it in either hand. So you're essentially just elongating your arms. From here, inhale with the bend in your knees, puff the chest. Exhale, connect the chest to the thighs. Okay, this is really going to ensure that your back's nice and straight. From here, if you want to take it deeper, you feel like you need to go deeper, you can start to edge your heels a little bit forward, but making sure that you're always keeping that torso to the thighs. It's got to ensure that you're not going to round. It's a really good point to start at with your thighs to your chest. So every inhale, connect length. Every exhale, connect thighs to chest. If you feel happy, stay. If you want more, edge those legs forward. Inhale, halfway lift kind of action. And then connect the thighs to the chest without rounding. Okay, you can keep repeating that process. You can release the strap if you'd like to. Inhale. And fold. Exhale. One more deep breath in. And fully release, let go, forward fold. Just a time to restore here. You may allow your back to just round a little bit. Move the strap if it's in your way. Coming back to a Dandasana, staff pose, legs extended. Right knee bends. Janu Shirshasana A, open the right leg like a book. Right sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. Once again, strap is handy, making sure your legs, or rather your arms, get nice and long. Straighten the spine, bend the left knee. Connect your torso to the thigh. From there, inhale, straighten. And same process, you can straighten out the leg inch by inch. Release the strap if you need to. Or draw the elbows into the side body. One more breath in. And fold. So if you want to increase your hamstring flexibility, it really helps to flex back these toes. That strong activation, the myofascia will start to open a little bit more. Last breath. And fold. Coming back up. Swap the legs out. Right leg long, left knee bent, and left sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Strap around the ball of the foot. Inhale. And fold with a deep bend if you need it. One more breath. And fold. So using the strap as a tool, we want to pull the foot to encourage that flex, to encourage that hamstring flexibility. Elbows come back and fold. Last breath. And release. Move the strap. Give your legs a little tuck in. I'm going to roll onto the shins, coming to that tabletop position. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go back to basics with a few cat-cows, just linking breath to movement. Maybe our focus has shifted a bit. So think about your intention. The intention to stay present, to stay in the physical body. Inhale, belly drops for cow, look up. Exhale, belly rounds, or rather spine rounds for cats. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. Downward facing dog, lift the hips. And step forward to a seated position. We're going to come down onto our backs. We're going to do 2 bridge rolls, and then we're going to wind down. So a safe way to start thinking about opening your spine to back bending is to do a few baby bridges. So drawing the knees as close to the sitting bones as you allow, and making sure that the middle fingers can graze the heels. Once again, like in our Prasarita forward fold, the feet are parallel, so they're not looking at each other or not looking away from each other, just directly forward. Then the palms into the earth. Bring your awareness to the lower spine. And I want you to tuck the tailbone like you're scooping ice cream. So gluing it into the earth and then lifting that lower spine off. Keep that traction going all the way up until you've lifted all the way to the top of your spine. So hips come level with the knees. Keep the knees in, make sure they're not splaying open. Squeeze the glutes, inhale. And then exhale, rolling it down, upper, middle, and lower spine. Taking a breath in, and taking a breath out. Let's do that again. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, lift up the lower spine, then the middle spine. Puffing up the chest and the upper spine. You can keep the palms into the earth, or you can interlace the hands underneath the glutes. Give yourself an extra tuck underneath the shoulders and a nice push into the heels. Let's open that heart. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Release the hands if you've taken the bind, and then slowly roll it down your spine. Knees come into the center as you heel toe your feet about mat's width apart. Gluing that lower spine into the earth. 2 or 3 breaths here to reset the spine. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Walking the feet back underneath the knees. Propping yourself up Then we'll do a passive Paschimottanasana to end the class, and then rolling into our Shavasana. If that sounds like absolute gibberish to you, that's fine. I'll show you what we're doing. You can bend the knees nice and generously, wrap the hands underneath your thighs, give yourself a little squeeze, and now you are completely allowed to surrender and completely round. So you're giving yourself a soft hug. Maybe the forehead comes to the knees. Maybe about 5 rounds of breath here, just in complete silence. I want you to focus on more of the internal aspect of yoga. So what emotions are coming up for you now? Is your mind wandering? Are you wondering about what you're going to do after this? If that is the case, don't judge it. I just encourage you to be present right now. So we've chosen to step onto our mats. We do so with commitment. Inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath. And release. Releasing the hands of you to holding them in the bind. Scoot your sitting bones a little bit more forward. And then we're going to roll down onto our back. Final resting pose, Shavasana or corpse pose. Legs are nice and wide. Take up space. You deserve it. The feet are going to flop to either side of the room. And you're going to lay your head back into the earth, completely supported and grounded. And tucking those shoulder blades in underneath. Just get any last wiggles that you feel that you have at the moment that you want to get out the way. And then this is your time just to really center in toward yourself, reflect on the practice, maybe reflect on your mental states. Maybe you want to repeat a few words of affirmation for yourself. Maybe it's just as simple as the intention today to stay present, not only when we practice yoga, but taking it off the mat and incorporating that concept into our everyday. Take a nice deep breath together, fill up your lungs, feel the belly and the chest expand, hold the full, and then take one more sip of air if you can, and then part the lips completely, sigh it out, let it go. As always, you are welcome to stay in your Shavasana. I really encourage you to try. Keep the eyes closed, you've got no rush or no place to be, hopefully. Take a breath. Sigh it out. When you're ready, you can bring yourself out of your Shavasana. Slowly does it. Be gentle with your body. And as you go on throughout your day, I hope that I've brought you a little bit more understanding, a little bit more peace into your day. I know that you have definitely brought that to me. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will hopefully see you soon. Namaste. How many minutes? How long was that?